This
Kiran,
conference will now be recorded.
and I have 16 plus year of experience, and I'm doctorate in generative AI. In today's session, we will see the introduction of large language model. So in that large language model session, we will see how the large language model has to be made, by which architecture, and what capabilities they are holding, and what use cases we can use in real time. So, what exactly large language model? Do you hear about uh, language model before? So we will understand word by word. So large is nothing but huge. Language is nothing but natural languages like English, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, and model is nothing but models of the deep learning. So the large language models are deep neural network train on huge amount of data. How much huge amount of data? So that has to be millions of data database which we are taken from websites, which taken from different data centers, and that data has to be accessed for that deep learning network, and it has to be understanding between what is the correlation between that words. Suppose we can take example ChatGPT. Everyone can be hear about the ChatGPT. So in ChatGPT, if any person can be read that data, how much they have trained by ChatGPT, it required 2600 years. That much of data has to be used for train ChatGPT. Now the model language using millions of parameters. Parameters is nothing but values or a numerical values which has to be set in that neuron, capturing the syntax, semantic, and context that has to be holding in the neural network. Then example we can see the ChatGPT, Cloud AI, Plum, Llama, Copilot, that are the normal example of LLM. So LLM is nothing but in a short we can say that it is a large language model trained by huge amount of data for doing a communication or giving answer like human. So what this term has to be introduced. So in LLM there are some important coefficient or component, that is nothing but transformer. So transformer is nothing but it has to be converted from one form into another form, and there are two part. One is encoding, second one is decoding. So encoding is nothing but take data encoded. In encoding there are different component, self attention, then more attentions, and it has to be finding the correlation between the words and try to find out the correlation, and it has to be set some weightage. So in this slide we will see the transformation architecture, and this introduced in transformer architecture attention is all you need to be consideration here, or we have to understand what is attention. So this attention word has to be introduced in 2017 in one of the conference. So self attention to wake input token and relationship regardless of the positions, means which word has to be in which position and how the meaning has to be changed, that has to be depend on the self attention. I would like to one example here. So nowadays a mango season here. I like a mango. There is a one sentence. I hate a mango. There is another sentence. In two sentences, three words is there, but meaning is opposite. One has to be positive intention, one has to be negative intention. So whenever we have to create some summarization or some sentences using LLM models, we have to put that intention, and LLM model should be understand which word should be used for which direction, positive intention or negative intention. So there are different component in LLM, which is a multi-head attention, feed forward network, residual connections, and layer normalization. We will see detail one by one, and all that are parallel processing and scalable. Scalable means is nothing but that can be increased automatically whenever the data has to be used and billions of parameter has to be set. This is a normal high level architecture of transformer for beginning understanding. We will see the input data, and this is a one directional. Data has to be go for embedding. Embedding is nothing but whatever the text data, video data, or any type of data that has to be converted into numerical form, means data is converted into numbers, and that has to be go for multi-head attention. In multi-head attention, it has to be continuously forwarding and back to forwarding. You can see here, this is the arrow for the add and normalization here, and it has to be giving and finding the relation among the word. Then nx is nothing but normalization. Again, this feed forward is also finding the weight or weight among that two words and the relation between that words. And each word can be tried to combination with another, and that has to be a basic component of LLM model. Then it go for a decoder section. The output of encoder has to be become an input for decoder, and decoder has to be again same process we are using, and then in output we can find out the probability is that all we are experience right now AI. Whenever you are trying to write an email, and the next word has to be automatically come in the sentence, and that is nothing but this type of mechanism. So the AI or LLM model will be try to find out the next possible word using the probability of such type of mechanism. Now, these are encoder and decoder we have to see in a detail in a transformation. So in a normal, we can say that encoder is a map input sequence to constitutional embedding using BERT. Embedding is nothing but numerical representation. Then decoder, it is a generate output sequence from embedding, means again we need to output in form of the text. So we have to convert embedding number into text, and the LLM like GPT use stack decoder with mask attention for autoregressive generation, and sequence to sequence model used for both encoding and decoding. This process is a sequential. Whenever the input has to be coming, we have to convert it into embedding. Embedding is finding out the relation between different words combinations, is set word, set vague, and then it has to be go for decoding. Decoding is try to find out uh, encoding into text and try to give maximum possible perfect word for next one. That is nothing but encoding and decoding work together for an LLM model. So that is a mathematical or statistics we are presenting here, how there has to be making attention and all this thing. Each token attend to every other token in the sequence using learn weight, and attention has to be used softmax function. If you are familiar with the LLM model deep learning, then softmax is a function which is finding the highest weight or highest value among the that matrices. Then queries, keys, values, all driven from input, and multi-head attention allow learning from different representation of some pieces. So LLM training pipelines. Some LLM are pre-trained, transform huge amount of data, but whenever we have to use that LLM model for specific enterprise level, we have to fine tune it. Fine tune is nothing but adaptive to specific task or domain uh, supervised learning. For example, I would like to give one example. Suppose one company or one enterprise want to create a chatbot for that specific enterprise itself only for support and HR. And if anyone employee are putting the list of holidays, the normal LLM cannot give the list of holidays of that specific company. But whenever we are fine tune that particular model with that specific company data, which can be integrated by Google Drive, which can be integrated by other document, PDF document or whatever, that LLM will be give the list of holidays of that specific company. So that is nothing but fine tune of that particular LLM model. Alignment, reinforcement learning means human feedback. All I think, I hope all of you are using GPT. Sometime GPT are not giving relevant answers. Some bias is there, some hallucination is there. So we there are two images. One is a like and other is dislike. Whenever we are click on dislike, that is nothing but some dissatisfaction or punishment due to the model. And whenever we are giving like button, that has nothing but a gift or um, some satisfaction of that answer. So improve the model behavior using that two instructions. And the training required a massive compute like TPU, GPU, and distributed data, because so we are trained the data in very huge amount of data. I already said if one person are required to read the data, what GPT has to be used for training that required 2600 years. So that amount of data has to be used for GPT training. So what the capabilities by LLM has to be holding? It has to be text generation, summarization, translation, and question answering. I would like to give briefly explanation here why the LLM has to be make a popular, because LLM has to be giving the answer of our question, generation our text or summarization about document or translation like human. It understand human language, it understand the grammar of language, it understand the what tone of you particular human. And that is the beauty of LLM model, and that we have to do in the transformer in self attention and multi-head attention. There are some terms we have to see in few shot and zero shot learning in prompting. We will use some APIs. Chaining is there, the chain of thought is there, reasoning, planning, multi-learn, dialogue. That also we can uh, use with help of LLM model. But when we are think about such type of new technology, the LLM model, some are limitations and challenges also there. The first limitation is hallucinations. Hallucination is nothing but it give the answer, but in answer may be wrong or may be incorrect.
This conference
That is
will now
also
be
a
recorded.
technical part. We have to giving some instruction in prompting also for specific instructions. We can make a changing some parameters in retrieval methods. So that has to be improved, that limitation. Then context test constant and token limit, because if anyone give instruction like I want to create one book, or please write a book on this specific subject, so LLM has limitation, it has constant. that cannot be write a book within a single instruction, because book has many chapters, book has many sub points, so it has limitations. The LLM can be give answer of any particular question. It give some information on one specific topic, but it cannot give the whole write a whole book within a single instruction. Bias and ethical concern from training data. So as you heard the AI in a dealing, so AI is totally depend on the data. Data is fuel for AI, or data is the soul of AI. If data training data is not pure, not real, then model should be not real or not pure. So training data is a need should be corrected, not a biases. Biases is nothing but some fake or some synthesized data, not a real data. Ethical consideration should be there in a training data. Ethical means nobody can be take personal or detailed information for particular real person regarding such type of data. Some laws also we have to remember in country to country side. So that are also limitations is there. The compute and memory intensive during training and in inferences. So here high computing power is required, huge amount of memory is required. That are some limitations about this LLM model. So after that, where we can use LLM? What are the real use cases of LLM model? So LLM models real cases are conversational agent, virtual assistant. You can see in some e-commerce website, or even some call maybe has to be right now. AI call has to be coming. They are speak like human, but actually they are agent, calling agent. And as per instruction, whenever we are giving uh, input to them, then it has to be continuous, otherwise it is a dropped. That is a conversational agent, nothing but the that giving answers like human, but they are chatbot. Code generations, debugging. The 80% developers are using code generation tool right now. Means even one specific application can be written within 1 week, which has to be made take 6 months before that LLM has to be introduced. So code generation, LLM like Copilot as well as Cloud AI that are used for code generation and debugging. Then document analysis, legal and financial summarization. Suppose there is one document which has 100 pages is there, and nobody has to be time to understand and read that 100 pages. So whenever we are uploading that 100 pages document and say give me summarization and only important points, the LLM will be give a important point and summarization of that whole document within a single page. So we no need to read 99 pages. That is the beauty of LLM. That is a uh, invention in the LLM, and that is actually leverages of such type of AI and updated technology in the LLM model. The scientific discovery, whenever we have to find out one drug in medical domain, the hundreds of tests, thousands of tests or combinations we have to do for combination of different types of component in that. But with help of LLM model, with help of machine learning or generative AI, we can finally discover about different medicines, different combination of medicines. That is also very good or leading stage in the healthcare domain with help of LLM. In education, in we can give personalized education, a personalized syllabus, personalized teaching, the creative writing, and more. Means we can write creatively because the LLM with our help with us LLM has lots of heads in under encoding and decoder, so we can create good articles and other using the LLM models. Hello.